Polar bears are Arctic apex predators that make home to one of the most inhospitable habitats on the planet. And every year, that habitat gets even more unforgiving.
Hi, I'm Danielle Dufault, and you're watching Animalogic. Humans aside, polar bears reign supreme among land-dwelling apex predators.
They are the largest land carnivore in the world. Adult male polar bears can easily weigh 800 kilograms, standing at almost 3 meters tall. That's twice as heavy as a grizzly bear. Females are a lot slimmer, weighing only 400 kilos, and their body weight fluctuates throughout the year depending on how much food they're able to eat.
Living in the Arctic ring of life is difficult, and to give them an edge over their habitat, polar bears have developed a series of adaptations. First of all, their fur.
Their coloration helps them camouflage against the white backdrop of the Arctic, though they aren't themselves actually white. Their fur is actually transparent. It's made of small, hollow tubes, and it can reflect the colors of its surroundings, the snow and the sky. This is why they can appear yellow in summertime. Polar bears have a thick layer of fat, as well as oily, water-resistant fur that protects them against the elements.
The most treacherous part about living in the Arctic is that their habitat is melting, and it gets worse every year as temperatures around the world continue to rise.
To live in such a harsh and changing territory, polar bears have become experts in the water. Compared to other bears, their bodies are very long, which makes them quite hydrodynamic. Their front paws are massive, about 30 centimeters wide, and they use them as paddles. The U.S. Geological Survey found that polar bears can swim for up to 10 days straight. In that time, they can cover over 600 kilometers.
But it comes at a cost. For polar bears, swimming is 5 times more energy intensive than walking, and the longer they have to spend swimming between meals, the higher the chance is that they'll starve.
As global warming is causing summers to last longer in the Arctic, the frozen walkways on which they so desperately rely don't stay frozen long enough for the bears to cross. The further they have to swim on empty stomachs, the more likely they are to starve and drown. Their diet consists of fat. They're unable to survive on a terrestrial diet, as their metabolism is optimized for fat, which land mammals don't have in high quantities. Instead, they have to target fatty marine mammals, primarily seals.
They track these seals down with their incredible sense of smell.
Their noses contain as many as 100 times more scent receptors than our noses, and the olfactory bulb in their brains is about 5 times bigger than ours. This allows them to find seal holes at a great distance. And when they find them, they use their long claws and immense body weight to break open the layers. When a seal surfaces to breathe, they grab hold of the seal's neck with their jaw, they drag it onto the ice, and eat it. Though when there isn't anything else around, starved polar bears, exhausted by their long journeys, will take a big risk to feed their young, targeting a much deadlier class of prey: the walrus. Found in large packs, walruses are armed with deadly tusks, capable of piercing a polar bear's thick, black skin. A lucky bear is able to snatch a walrus cub and make it out alive. But others aren't so lucky.
Competition for mating rights with females is intense and can see two 800-kilo behemoths duke it out. Mating occurs in the spring, but polar bears delay their embryo implantation until October, when the female enters her den.
She will give birth to 1 or 2 cubs every 3 years. The cubs are very small when they're born, but by April, they're big enough to leave the den and join mom on the hunt for food.
Entering their den in early October, a lot of females will spend up to 8 months with no food. But when they're ready to emerge, they're ravenous.
Their dens are made on land, and in order to find something to eat, they have to make the trek out onto the Arctic ice. As global warming causes ice to form later in the year and break up earlier in the summer, polar bears have to expend a lot more energy swimming to the nearest ice in hopes of catching a seal. Moms and their cubs travel very slowly in the water, and they have to take frequent breaks as the cubs don't yet have their insulating layer of fat and can easily freeze to death. If it takes them too long, Mama Bear will starve, and if Mama Bear starves, the babies starve alongside her.
As the ice shrinks, polar bears have turned to other means of finding food, and oftentimes that means clashing with humans.
In February of 2019, a remote Russian town in the Novaya Zemlya region found its garbage dumps invaded by dozens of polar bears. At least 52 polar bears have visited the village of Belushya Guba this year, and they've even broken into homes, apartments, and office buildings in search of food.
Polar bears are vulnerable, and since November of 2018, they've been considered a species of special concern here in Canada, where 2/3 of the world's polar bear population is found.
As such, a lot of the burden to protect polar bears falls to us. While we have made some strides over the last 2 years, monitoring our polar bear population, developing regulations to combat illegal polar bear hunting, and working with the Inuit to better understand polar bears, we are still far from where we need to be.
A massive initiative is needed to combat global warming and to keep the Arctic ice that polar bears call home from destruction.
Hudson's Bay is home to a large population of polar bears, and if you want to get up close and personal with them, then you should watch Wildlife: Survival in the Ice Kingdom, an episode of a 9-part documentary series that is streaming right now on CuriosityStream. This episode follows a mother polar bear as she emerges from her months-long hibernation and guides her adorable cub through his first year of life in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This episode really demonstrates the formidable strength of mother polar bears and their harrowing journey for survival. Also, it features quite possibly the cutest polar bear I've ever seen. This 9-part documentary series covers a wide variety of amazing animals, from the Hokkaido red fox to comb-crested jacanas to ring-tailed lemurs, and many more. CuriosityStream is a subscription streaming service with a huge library of over 2,000 documentaries, non-fiction titles, and exclusive originals. They have a lot of really beautiful nature documentaries, which, if you like Animalogic, I think you'll love. To watch Wildlife: Survival in the Ice Kingdom and support Animalogic, go to curiositystream.com/animalogic and claim your 30-day free trial with the promo code Animalogic.
So what animal should I talk about next? Please let me know in the comments and be sure to subscribe for new episodes of Animalogic every week. Thanks for watching!